Hey everyone. Yeah, sorry, we got the old boot. I'll just wait for Gus and Jay again, and we'll go through um, questions that people have. So yeah, please send questions to the question box below, so that we can go through them. Otherwise, they just get lost in the feed here. So yeah, if you could put them there, then we can go through some Q&A before we head off. Moment. Just make sure the guys are still around. As we're desperately talking about tie-dye t-shirts. Here we go. It's kind of like the Instagram harsher. Just checking if the guys can come back in, just so hopefully they'll be able to jump in for another 15 minutes or so and answer some Q&As. Yeah, it's very harsh. It's like, okay, you're over. Boom. Okay, so they're just coming back in now. So if you wrote a question in the previous session, yeah, please just send it through again because it would have got lost. So yeah, please resend it. So just waiting for them to come in. There we go. Hey, I'm like Instagram harsher, just
Yeah, we
so
love Gus too.
brutal. It just went. It's so like it gives you a warning, and then you're like, okay, we've got a warning, and then it never sticks to the warning and just goes,
I
and
know,
you're like, oh my
crazy.
god, so rude. I'm
Um,
always like, so rude.
yeah, I'll
Yeah,
finish my thought. I love tie dyeing, and it does
yes,
take
you
me.
do.
It takes me days, but it's
Yeah.
really worth it. I love it.
It's kind of therapeutic, isn't it? Like I had friends who loved tie-dyeing stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I have two friends who come over, and we like just get into it together, and we just sit in my backyard. So it's like really.
Yeah, I remember in the 90s, like in the grunge days, we used to go and get like loads of slips from like, from the vintage secondhand shops and stuff, and we'd tie dye them all and
Oh,
stuff.
cool. That's awesome.
Yeah,
I gotta
and it'd
try
just be
dyeing
like,
silk. That sounds.
oh, it's really easy because they're so thin,
Yeah,
the material. Yeah. And so you'd make them like, you thought you were Courtney Love, but a bit cooler with like, because you were like, yeah, and you had a bit of like extra color there and stuff like that. So yeah, it was, I loved it.
cool.
Yeah, so there's a few questions that people have like sent in. So I thought, um, one of them was, do you have personally a favorite Boy Harsher song?
Oh wow. Um, that is kind of a hard question, I think, because, I'm sure many musicians have like a changing favorite live song.
Hmm.
And usually mine really just depends on the night and the crowd. Like sometimes people will really respond to, I mean, I think actually people will really respond to high energy music like no matter what. Unless,
Yeah, yeah,
unless the venue isn't really made for that, but people love to get fucking wild with like, come closer, pain, like those are, and so you
yeah.
will
Pain is
also
good.
respond to that.
Hmm.
I used to love performing a realness because I felt like every once in a while you could like really look out and see someone who was just like kind of exchanging with you. Um,
Yeah, yeah,
but I don't know. I don't know if my favorite Boy Harsher song has been written yet.
yeah. To follow.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. And another was, what is your biggest cinematog? Oh, sorry, my words today.
No.
Um, cine, cinematographic influence, if any.
Oh,
I think they mean cinematography influence. Sound,
interesting.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
okay, so I don't know if I would say I have like a heady cinematography influence. Like, I think
Hmm.
films, I love films. Like, I'm a huge fan of, but directors, I don't know if I like have ever really followed the DP as like maybe I
Yeah,
should, but
yeah.
filmmakers, I love Claire Denis and
Mhm.
Harmony Korine and like I
Oh,
don't
of
know, like I
course.
love
Yeah.
all the like fuck ups and like assholes, you know, I'm into that.
I like, yeah.
The Bettys.
I love the way you say, the
David
way you
Lynch,
say that
yeah,
because,
like of course, like
yeah,
David Lynch is so important.
yeah,
I don't know if I can really vibe with him now, but I think
yeah.
his early stuff, I was just so into this inversion of pulp, like deeply
Mm.
into like taking something that works, like the soap opera, and just like manipulating it and perverting it. Like I really like that.
Yeah, like I mean, for me, I think that with Lynch, it's like Twin Peaks will always be the best thing he ever did, as far for me.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's the best project he ever did because he just created this entire world, and
Yeah.
and it was,
You
and
can't
like
get
he's got
lost
great
in it.
films, and you just all that stuff. But the original Twin Peaks will always be kind of, to me, like his quintessential like thing because no one had ever done it before,
Yeah,
and
that's your zone.
it was just, yeah, I just wish his daughter hadn't have done that Fire Walk with Me movie afterwards
Oh,
because I
really?
felt like that. Oh, because I felt like it really made it took away the like the mystery and the like, all that kind of stuff from the series because it kind of dumbed it down to like, oh yeah, it's just they were like, they were just prostituting with the old man and the end kind of thing. And I was like, but there was all this stuff going on. There's a log lady and, all this other stuff. Like, and now it's just like they were just, doing this for money in the back. It just kind of cheapened it, I think. I
Yeah.
was like, why did you let your daughter do that?
I
Like,
haven't seen
you should have,
Fire Walk with Me in a long time, but
yeah.
I do remember it having like a lot of like interesting like interactions with like the music. Like I
Yeah, that was great. But
yeah,
yeah, in terms of the storyline, it kind of, yeah, it dumbed it all down into this very cliche
it wasn't
kind of
your thing.
story of two like nice girls who just like, go and hook up with old guys for money. And it was like, oh, you had all that amazing mystery and, and like, um, there always seemed like an otherworldly thing to the series, of
Right.
course. And then that kind of took that away a bit, and I kind of was like, ugh. But yeah, no, the film came after the series.
Right.
But yeah, yeah, it was a bit, yeah.
No,
But
Lost Highway
like
person
same
myself.
with Harmony Korine, super fuck up. I love I mean, his first two films like are my favorite. Gummo is one of my favorite films.
Yeah, it's
Like
totally
it's
wild.
and there's like I think four actual actors in that film. Everyone else is a real person
Oh, cool.
with no acting skills whatsoever. So, and then he did, I think it was Julian Donkey Boy, which is really bizarre. I don't know if you've
Yeah.
seen it,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah, and of course that's got Werner Herzog in it,
Yeah.
and I really like Werner a lot,
Awesome.
as well. And like when I saw him in Star Wars, in the Mandalorian, I was like, how on earth did they get Werner to do this? Like it's amazing,
I heard
And
that.
then
I mean, I like get the
yeah,
sense that dude is just kind of like he's probably up for anything that
Yeah.
he senses will give him a good story or like whatever. Or maybe he
Yeah.
paid really well, who knows? But yeah, it's like definitely funny his interactions or
Yeah. And he goes, I think someone asked him, like, interviewed him, and his response was, I don't even know what this Star Wars shit is about, kind of thing. Like, it's like he doesn't know the franchise, doesn't really understand it. Like, he was just like, as a character, like, he got that, you know what I mean? And
yeah,
just was like, yeah, all right, I'll do it. Because it must be like a kind of novelty for him to be asked by American media to play things in film,
right?
because he's so used to doing like his own unique documentary style and kind of a really avant-garde type film overseas. So yeah, it's probably like a real fun novelty for him to be like asked to do stuff like that, you
Yeah.
know. um yeah, but yeah, cinematically, yeah, I'm the same. I like the kind of fuck ups. Like, I like, like Buffalo 66 is still one of my favorite films.
Oh yeah.
Like it's
Yeah,
like one of
Vincent
those.
Gallo, it's like interesting too because when I watched that film, I really, really liked it. I was really
Mhm,
young, like I was 17 or something. I had a
mhm.
teacher who was in the movie, and I just remember being like, "Oh, we have to watch it. I want to see
Yeah.
her." He definitely, though, I think, his reputation is something that I am having, like, I've had some
Oh,
trouble
everyone has.
reconciling. Yeah. Um,
Yeah, I think everyone. He's an antagonistic, um, narcissistic, but also like I feel like he's people say like he's also like quite. He's very pretentious. Um, but I think there's also a part of him that does it deliberately.
sure.
Like he loves to fuck with people, as well, and see how far he can push it. Because I mean, realistically, he's only done two films that he's done himself. That's it. Everything else is him acting.
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
he's great. He's a great singer. He,
Whoa.
he's a singer and a pianist,
Oh,
and his music is great. Like, but he doesn't play. Plays very rarely. But like, he played a few festivals I remember in Europe and stuff, and like it's very chill and like you can like get into it. It's just really chilled.
oh,
But yeah, his personality, yes, is to the extreme.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly, to the extreme. Yeah, and I'll see what else I've got. Oh, that's interesting. So someone wants to know if you're a fan um of any graphic novels or like anime and stuff like that.
I never got into anime. I've like graphic novel wise, I feel like I've only read Charles Burns's Black Hole, which I
Yeah,
did thoroughly enjoy. Yeah, I don't know why I missed that kind of. Yeah, maybe I just need some very good recommendations.
yeah. Well, I'm the same. I missed it. I like Astro Boy, and that's it. That's all I really know
I don't
because I
even
watched
know
it.
what that is, so.
Yeah, so it used to be a TV show that used to be on in the
Oh,
morning before you go to school.
nice. Cool.
Yeah. So it was an early, I guess you would call it like a really early anime pop culture before anime was anime.
Oh, wow.
Like, yeah. But yeah, I used to love that. Um, and we also have, a bazillion coming through. There is, uh, is it at all an option, I guess, or a possibility that you would play any show like streaming shows, like live show type thing?
It's funny, we've been kind of approached this a lot or asked about this often. It's hard, um, trying to be careful with what I say. I think it's more like it doesn't make sense for us to do a traditional live stream, and it's not because like, oh, we're better than that or whatever. It's more
Yeah,
just
yeah,
it's so important for us to be able to curate an experience for people who are listening to our music. And you
yeah.
lose
You really
that.
need some. You need that the energy and the bouncing off each other to make
Yeah,
it
truly,
really
yeah.
work.
And I mean, if
Yeah,
people want to watch, I think it would just be super like a bummer for people just to watch
yeah,
like Gus and I. Like you don't come to a Boy Harsher show to like watch Gus and I. I think you come to like listen to the music in this new capacity, but like interact with the people around you and like be part of that charged space.
Yeah, and like and be able to express it. Whereas I guess
Yeah.
it's so much harder to do that, yeah, via the whole live stream thing
Yeah.
because
You strip
you
it
know.
down just to like us two people. It's like definitely like no one wants to see that.
um, and this might be another hard question for you to answer, but
Sure.
someone else would like to know if there is a favorite music video of yours
Oh.
that you've done that you particularly like a lot.
That is the it's tough only because I think we've done so we've Gus and I have made a lot of our videos, but then we've had these
Yeah.
super talented filmmakers make videos. So Come Closer was made by Netta and her
Hmm.
team, and that stars Sarah as well, and Iffy.
Yep.
That
I
video
know.
was so good.
Yeah.
And then Brian Ferguson directed the video for Fate, which I also think is so awesome and super cinematic. I don't know. Like, I think, to like answer the question selfishly, like, yeah, I want to make the Boy Harsher video that is my favorite, and that hasn't come yet, and hopefully that will
Yeah.
come someday. And it probably
Yeah. Yeah.
won't look like a video as much as it would look like a short film or something.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah,
Like a kind of a short film with it. Yeah, but somehow it worked in there
yeah,
as well. Yeah. Um, and then, I think we talked about this earlier anyway. Someone was asking about when we would hear new Boy Harsha. And, that's something that's, we've already kind of gone across, it's like, a hard time at the moment to kind of do that and know where that is, at this point in time.
yeah,
You're working towards it
yeah.
as well. Um, and someone would like to know if you're a reader and if you could recommend any of your favorite books.
Sure. Yeah, I am a reader. I love to read. That was like the first thing that happened when I had my episode and I was diagnosed with MS. I was worried that I wouldn't be able to read anymore because it was kind of affecting the part of my vision
Yeah.
that is in charge of nearsightedness. So currently I'm reading a very long, very boring book on MS called The
Yeah.
Walls Protocol. So I wouldn't recommend that to anyone unless you have MS or an autoimmune disease because it's a little dry.
Yeah.
But I'm also reading another nonfiction book right now called The End of Policing, which I found very interesting. But in terms of my favorites, I'll always go back. Like if I want to relive a feeling, I will always return to Raymond Carver. I find his writing super evocative and like kind of the right, really lonely ways. I'm a
Yeah.
big fan of this like really weird Southern Gothic guy called Harry
Yeah.
Crews, and Harry
Oh,
Crews
I think
novel.
I think I've known that name.
He's great,
Yeah.
and all of his things are like so unhinged and like you know, the role of man in the world is like pretty dark, and I love that. Um, I don't know. Whew, God, sorry. It's like kind of putting me on the
Yeah,
spot,
it's
but I
hard
say
to.
like one thing I can eat. I always say I get back to is Raymond Carver for sure. So,
Yeah, yeah. And like I guess like is there poets that you go back to?
sorry, what?
That like are there poets as well that you like kind of gravitate
Oh,
towards
interesting.
and
I don't know.
kind of go back
I
and
mean,
forth
like I'm
to?
like sadly really lacking. I think I mostly on my shelf have prose and fiction and a teeny bit of nonfiction, and it would be really nice to expand my nonfiction. And
Yeah.
I have a lot of like with unpacking, I do have like a lot of really amazing like little chapbooks. So
Mhm.
maybe I just need to like start investing in those poets, their proper releases.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And there's so many, and I think one of the things I love to do is go on Goodreads and just like you know get a feel for like different ones, and because they list all their quotes and stuff from their books in it and stuff, and you can really gauge whether it's going to be something up your alley or not.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm a bit of a nerd that way. I'm like, oh, Goodreads, yeah, and I'm on there all the time, like, currently reading, want to read, like, I'm a bit nerdy like that, with books. um, and let's see what else I've got here. Someone has asked, what happened to the Johnny Jewel remix of Motion that was supposed to come out?
Whoa, who's that? Is that an inside scooper?
That's someone called Glass Tightrope.
Wow. I'm so intrigued by, I don't know what happened. I think that would be a question for Johnny Jewel. And I'm trying to say that
Yeah,
it
yeah, yeah,
doesn't sound too bitter, but
yeah,
we met him and yeah, I mean, whatever. This shit happens. Like, again, I'm trying to be very careful with what I say.
yeah, of course.
But I will say that I met him in Los Angeles when we played at that festival. Oh my God, I can't remember. We just played it again. And my twin sister was visiting. We don't look alike, but she's like my very close confidant. And
Like, so fraternal.
what? We're
Is
fraternal,
it
yeah.
fraternal? Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know, it was just like I feel like there was like this really funny moment where like Erica and Johnny were just like joking around and I was like, "Do you know who that guy is?" And she's like, "Who is he?" I was like, "That's Johnny Jewel."
That's cool.
Yeah.
I love that kind of stuff because I'm a real dick like that sometimes, and I'll
Substance.
do
Yeah, sorry, it's
similar,
called
yeah,
Substance. Okay, sorry.
substance. Yeah, yeah. Um, and we've got another one which is quite long, so I can't read the entire thing, but it's talking about when you were making Your Body Is Nothing. They'd read in an interview that the album focuses on anxiety. And then unfortunately it's too long, so it's just, and it says, as someone who with anxiety as well, what are some of the ways, I'm assuming they're saying, what are some of the ways that you cope with that?
With
It's essentially.
anxiety?
Hmm.
Yeah, that has been probably just a crazy struggle since I was like young, since I was 12 or something, without even the tools to understand what was going on. Like, why am I anxious? Like, it has a lot to do with my situation growing up and dealing with, like, my mom was like really erratic.
Hmm.
Like always putting you in the mood, or like you're like constantly in chaos, right? So even
Yeah,
now, as an adult who has a
it's that lack of
small,
control
yeah,
situation. Yeah,
yeah. And so I think that's the antithesis to anxiety, like reduction, is trying to control it. Because like I said earlier, it's like that's not gonna do anything.
hmm,
I have found that like walking, like when COVID began, I just like really started walking every day, and we're lucky enough that we live next to some mountains. So just walking up and down the mountain, and if you like giving that gift of like making it to the top, take the easy route. You don't have to like do
yeah,
the
yeah,
summit hike. You can just like walk
yeah,
the paved road. And for me, getting at the top of the mountain was like, okay, I did this. And if
yeah, yeah,
I have a lot of nighttime anxiety, and that's the worst because then you really
yeah,
spiral into like, you think about the next day, like I am now ruining my future day.
yeah,
And
yeah. I can relate
yeah, I don't
100%
have a
to that.
solution though. Like
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know
if
what to
I
do.
think everyone needs to kind of find their own. Like, um, I suffer from anxiety as well, and mine's predominantly at night.
Yeah,
So, I have trouble sleeping because my mind just keeps going and going and going.
yeah,
And then, yeah, and then if I do get anxious about something, it becomes, like you said, a cycle, like just like it goes from like, oh, this is a slight issue to the world's ending. Like, like very
totally.
quickly. Yeah. And it's like, it takes time, I think, like, and everyone has a different way. Like, and nighttime anxiety is a lot harder because you can't sort of just get up and walk
Right.
or like,
Yeah. You can't
so
change
you kind
really
of,
what you're doing. Yeah. I mean,
yeah. So I try,
yeah. A therapist has like my therapist, not a therapist. mine.
Yeah. Yeah.
She says, you know, on nights where it's really bad, you're allowed to like not go to bed, especially now,
Yeah.
you know, and she's like, you can just like get up and go do your thing. And then like, if you've calmed down, go back, you know, like, I think part of what we do is we just like amp ourselves up. Like when
Yeah.
you're laying in bed and you're like, oh my God, please sleep, you know?
And that makes it worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like,
Because
well,
then you start focusing on the like, I can't sleep. And
yeah,
then that becomes another part of the anxiety. It's like, ah.
yeah.
Yeah, I totally get that.
It's funny.
Yeah.
Someone just commented meditation, and it's like, yeah. So
Mm.
part of this book I'm reading about MS, it's like she 1/3 of her protocol is meditation, and so
Hmm.
that's something I haven't really allowed myself to do yet, just because I am probably too much of a like person. But I need to.
That is exactly the same as me. And a really, someone who's really close to me has been saying this for weeks. You need to do meditation. Keeps on going. You have to do meditation. You have to do meditation because you are like woo, woo, woo,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
And but yeah, I've tried slowly going into it, and and then I of course need to start, maybe doing it more with the silence and that kind of thing, and breathing and whatnot. But it's a hard thing to do. I mean, it's not, but it is when you're kind of like this, And I have like for like nerves and things, I have like a mat, and then it's got a matching pillow which has really spiky,
Oh, I have the
real, yeah.
yeah,
So I lay on that,
the
and
acupressure.
yeah. So I lay on that, and and then have it right under my neck there, because I get issues with my neck, like nerves, and it goes through to my hand, and like my hand will go numb.
Whoa.
So I thought I was getting MS because the bottom of my hand was completely numb.
Oh no.
I couldn't feel it, and the two fingers and here were extreme pins and needles, like 24/7, and it was like painful. But I've been going through physio and stuff, and what I've found that works is needling.
Cool.
So needling, I've had a ton of needling sessions, and it's almost gone. So,
Oh,
but
that's
a
awesome.
part of that is also doing neck exercises with the ball, but also using that acupressure stuff. And I find the acupressure mat thing, you have to be on for 20 minutes. And so I turn everything off when I go on it.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
And then just lay there and just try and get into just like not touching anything or not looking at phones or no music on. Just lay there for 20 minutes and try
Yeah.
to think of nothing. And that's
Yeah.
like my first
Silence.
sort of
Yeah.
step.
It's so good.
Yeah. So yeah, I can do that. Or I have like what I like is ambient sort of stuff as well, like really low volumes. So I can play that at night. There's this app called Endel, which is amazing. It was created by these kind of like weird, I don't even know what you would call them, but these guys anyway, they created it, and it responds to it's got like AI, I don't even know, like AI or like I don't know. It responds to like whatever the time of the day is, and like how you're feeling, and like if it's a rainy day, or like blah blah blah. And
Cool.
you can also touch things on it to make it whatever. So like you want focus, or you want to go to sleep, or you want to do deep self-care or deep work or meditation, and it will like change kind of this ambient the sounds. And you can also touch the screen and kind of make sounds as well. It's really cool.
That is
And yeah, and so I have it on my phone, and I'll just connect it to the Bluetooth speaker sometimes and have that really low, and it really makes me go off. Another really good one is Max Richter's Sleep, the 8 Hour album
oh,
on Spotify.
hell yeah.
Yeah, that one will get you going. Like, yeah, that's a real good one. When I found that one, I was like, yeah, it's 8 hours of it, so you can just let it go on
Nice.
Spotify, like real low, and it just kind of
That's it.
gets drifting off. Yeah, which is really good. I mean, but yeah, there's so many different things, and you know, like you said, it stems from where you come from in your life. And you know, all these sorts of things also attribute to that. So it's not a fix all for everybody. Like there's different,
Yeah,
you
totally.
know, you've got to find what's right, works for you, you
Yeah,
know,
exactly.
as well. Um, and someone's asked, is Gus interested in producing?
I don't know.
That's
I,
a question for later
yeah.
after hours. Um, yeah. Another is, will Tower ever get a proper studio release?
Um, we hope so. Yeah, definitely. I think, that's an interesting song because we have been playing it live now for a fair amount of time, and I love it. That actually might be my favorite song to do live. Um,
Oh, there you
but
go.
it's really hard to record it. But we will figure it out. I think we need to spend some proper time with Tower to understand what's the best way to translate it to like a recorded song versus this live song. So
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And I was gonna say, like, what, I mean, you and Gus have been doing this now for quite a time. So, um, are there little, like, um, I guess, little tricks and tropes that you guys have when you communicate with each other and on stage and things like that? I love watching that. It's my little, I'm not perving, but like, it's like I love watching people's way of communicating. Like if they've got like body language, or like little things to kind of signal to each other that they're doing whatever. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, I think we're pretty in sync. So on stage, we we do a fair amount of eye contact, but like I definitely just we already know what we're thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
So when you're putting the music, I guess, together, um, you kind of sound like you're almost like a dual unit. Like you're very, like connected in when you're making the music, so it makes it a lot easier when you're playing it, I guess.
yeah, totally. Yeah, like every piece of the process like is a hyper involved experience and then we also practice a lot before we take anything out on the road. Um and then yeah, like I do on tour you get to this certain point where you just like know exactly how to do a song.
Yeah,
Which makes it feel like, oh, maybe it like doesn't have like that fun, that freedom. But then once you know exactly how the song works, you can add in unique gestures, vocal gestures, or like Gus
yeah,
has a lot of pieces he uses on stage. So,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
And so when you're actually doing the creating, is it like, does Gus come with you and say, hey, I've got this sound, you know or do
It's,
you sort
I
of
mean,
go, hey, I've got this idea for something, or is it something where you both sit down together and just nut shit out together?
generally, it has changed a little bit over the years. Like, so the first thing we've ever released was Lesser Man,
Mhm.
and that's a series of tracks that we had been playing live for a long time. So we already
Yeah.
kind of had this map, this sense of like what we wanted them to be like, and then so
Mhm.
we took that written material, which Gus actually, I mean, Gus began it, and then I come in and like I try to like work with it and see what pieces that like kind of work with my voice, work with like the range I have, also like work with my ability to perform over it. So Lesser Man, that is to say, so Lesser Man's unique in the way that we were able to really road test everything, and then
Yeah.
build it based on what we knew, what we had access from playing it live. But then, and Your Body Nothing is like kind of like that as well. But oh, did you just hear that?
What was that? Yeah.
I
Is
don't.
that a shotgun?
I don't think so. I think it was like. a tree branch falling, but it was really loud
Oh, okay.
and like, scary.
Yeah, I was like, whoa. I was like, oh
Um,
my God, someone's out shooting like squirrels, I don't know,
I
something.
don't know if no one has any business shooting squirrels at like the middle of the night.
We don't have squirrels, so I like love them. And then when I first went to America, everyone was like they're a pest, and I was like, oh
Oh,
no, they're so cute and little, and I
we
want them to
toured,
come
like our
over.
road crew is Italians, and like when they were here, they wanted to take pictures of the squirrels, and I remember being like,
That's what I did.
"Why? Like why?"
Yeah, that's exactly what I did. I was taking photos of squirrels.
Yeah.
And people were like, what is wrong with you? And I was like, we don't have squirrels. You don't understand. You only see them in movies. Like, this is like the coolest thing, it's so cute.
They are
Um,
basically the nemesis of bear, so I don't really like squirrels, and it's because he
yeah.
doesn't like them.
Yeah, he doesn't like them. Yeah, I mean, we have a similar we have possums.
Oh,
I
okay.
guess that's our kind of thing, similar.
Yeah,
But like I still like them, even though they're sort of
a
pesky.
little,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
But yeah, with your when you have your road crew, I was gonna say, who do you use for that? Do you?
We work with these two really amazing guys. Icho, who I love, and Icho also records our music. So we will write,
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah, we'll write
Yeah,
everything at home and we'll get it to be song ready format, and then we'll bring it to Icho's studio and we further record and just like kind of finalize everything there in Bassano. And then Mirko is our tour manager, and he is also great and a good friend.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah.
Yes, I love raccoons as well. We don't have raccoons either.
Oh, I mean, yeah, the raccoons are interesting because they're really smart, so you feel kind of bad not liking them because
Yeah, yeah,
they're smart.
yeah. I remember there was a phase in Australia where, the goth phase when girls would wear black eyeliner all the way around.
Nice.
And yeah, and they used to get called raccoons, like in high school, and I'd be like, oh my God, we didn't even have raccoons. So, but yeah, it's really silly. And I'll just see if we've got anything else
Okay.
in here. Um, some of these I think we've already discussed.
Okay.
Um, oh yeah, that's an interesting one. So someone wants to know, if you didn't find yourself, making music, what do you think you would be doing? And I think you kind of touched on this, that you would want to be some kind of screenwriter or that kind of thing if you weren't a musician.
Yeah. I mean, what I was doing before we were able to kind of live off of Boy Harsher is I would work on productions on film. I was in the
Mhm.
AD department, and then to supplement that income, I was a waitress. So I think I did that up until I couldn't do it anymore with Boy Harsher, like
Yeah.
have this weird decision. It's like, do you want to go on tour for a month or a month and a half and like become totally broke and like have probably like the most sad experiences of your life because you're playing to an empty room or like someone's like ripping you off
Yeah.
or like you have nowhere to stay. But obviously you kind
Yeah.
of pick that option and you like quit your shitty waitressing job, and films were just kind of destroying me anyways, so I didn't really want to do that anymore.
Anymore. Yeah. It sounds like, I mean, yeah, it sounds like a lot of stories I've heard. It sounds like quite soul destroying, which is kind of sad because, especially if you're really a film lover, it's sad to hear that like the behind the scenes is quite not as you know fantastical as you might think it is.
Yeah, totally. It's like sad, yeah, because I think a lot of that's where a lot of people come to the film industry is being cinephiles and like loving movies
Hmm.
and wanting to talk about Lynch and wanting to talk about Fire Walk with Me, and but then they end up finding themselves in just a pretty exploited workforce. I mean, I'm also only speaking to non-union projects. Like, I'm sure it's
Yeah.
different once you start getting into like the higher budget type of,
Yeah, stuff. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same with music, I think, as well. If you work behind the scenes in music, sometimes, like that can also be quite destructive, I guess. Like, I worked behind the scenes for a while for a very famous big promoter who I won't name.
Well,
Um, and they took the soul out of me. I saw how they treated bands, and they saw music as just a commodity and just a number, money, 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 money. And yeah, and that really bummed me out because I loved music so much. And I'd always said to myself, like, I'm going to keep my career and music stuff separate
right.
because I didn't want it to be muddied by that. And yeah, and then I came back from overseas, and I'd left my career um, there. And so I was like, oh, you know what? I'm going to give it a why I can. I'm going to give it a shot, like working behind the scene. And yeah, yeah, I
It
just
was,
saw the darkest, shittiest side of what music executives and all that kind of stuff, and how the promoter side of it and booking band, like big bands, I guess I'm talking about, not DIY,
right, right.
but like
Yeah, it's tough. I mean,
yeah,
one would argue probably that anything that starts to turn profit will have the opportunity to become destroyed because of its like, profitability. I don't know.
yeah,
It's very weird, but I think like as someone who literally goes online and I'm begging people like, hey, like buy my product, like that's what I do. Like my music is
yeah,
still a product. So I do sometimes feel like caught in the middle of wanting to be super authentic and like not wanting to care and not wanting to have this like world, like, right? Like social media
yeah, yeah,
really fascinating and bizarre and strange, but then
yeah,
you can't also take away the fact that like I would never have access to the amount of people. Like I am sometimes shocked when I like am mailing out packages and like where they're going, and I just right
yeah,
now am doing the
yeah,
States, and the people who mail
yeah,
them out, like our manager mails out our packages in Berlin, and he'll like send us text message and be like, oh my God, you guys, you won't believe it. Like today, this week, I sent out like a lot of packages to South Africa. And it's like, wow, that's so cool. So
yeah, yeah.
that was a very fumbly, like tangential musing on like, is capitalism good? But I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it wasn't so much the making the money of it. It was the treatment. I think that it was the complete lack of, like, when you're a big promoter, it's a very complete lack of interest in the artist.
Mm-hmm.
You become nothing but like just another box on a shelf to them.
Right.
And and one of the biggest issues I found was that majority of the people who they would hire would not be very musically inclined, or they hire people who don't love music that much.
Right.
So they're more like geared towards that, so they don't see how certain things will work for certain artists and won't work for other artists, and um yeah, it's you can definitely see, I could see the downfalls of how a big organization can really stuff it up
Yeah.
in terms of, like, but yeah, that kind of really crushed me, but also made me realize that there was a huge need for, like, people, like me and other people that I know, to make sure that people are looking after rad bands, like in underground bands and stuff, and really nurturing that and giving them what they need so that they can play on that level too, but without compromising themselves,
Right. Totally.
you know
Yeah.
because so yeah, it kind of, And I guess that's the same, yeah, like that's how I kind of equate it to film, is it's like I couldn't think of anything worse than like going and joining like a film and then being like, I fucking hate film now. Like, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
be like, oh,
No, I mean it's
yeah,
us too because
horrifying.
my department
Yeah.
just like was the most hated because you're just ADs are in charge of just making sure the schedule is running forward. So it's like, you know,
Mhm.
yeah, you are literally the most hated person on set.
Yes.
And you're
Oh
like,
yeah.
why the
I've been in that position.
yeah, like why am I doing this? Like why am I like allowing people to be mad at me for my job and like this is a waste. I don't even like this movie. So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Exactly. You're like, don't even really like this movie, and people are shitty all the time, and you have to put
yeah.
up with bad personalities and bad behavior. Like, yeah, I totally get that. Um, yeah, I think that, yeah, it's just nuts. But yeah, I absolutely, I'm a huge fan as well, and I'm looking forward to when you can start touring and playing again as well. And I hope that you can make it eventually over to Australia.
We
Like, I know
really,
there's
really want to. Yeah, that's like one
yeah,
of our
I know there's a lot of people I know that really want to see Boy Harsher, and so there's the want is definitely there.
great.
Um, so it's like, come on, COVID, go away, and yeah,
Yeah,
hopefully, yeah, we can see you over here at some stage,
that would be amazing. Yeah,
which
thank
would
you so
be
much for talking
really awesome.
to me too. Yeah.
Yeah, no, of course. Um, yeah, it's been awesome having you on, and of course, say thank you to Gus as well. Like, it's been really, really rad, and I really appreciate, like, during this time, that people are willing to give up to some of their time and energy to kind of just chat about things and whatnot. So yeah, I'm really appreciative that
Yeah.
you came on
Well, it was
as
nice
well.
meeting you.
You too. Have a really good evening.
I will.
And yeah, it's my daytime.
Yeah, have a
So
great day.
day ahead as well, future. So yeah, I'll tell you how it is.
Yeah, please. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye.